Hello, everyone. In this video, I will guide you on how to draw the boundary of a land property according to the coordinates of its points. First, click on the Building Information button. Next to the project name, click on the Draw Boundary button to start drawing the land boundary. The Land Boundary Drawing dialog box will open, displaying an empty list to contain the coordinates of the points with X and Y columns in meters. You can manually enter the X, Y coordinates for each point, or you can copy the data from an existing Excel file. In this guide, I copy the data from an Excel file and paste it into the empty table in the dialog box. Then I click on the Draw Boundary button to start drawing. An options panel will appear, allowing you to choose to reverse the X, Y coordinates. Select the display style, scale, and prefix as the content before the name of each point. You can explore these options later. For this initial guide, just leave them as default and click OK. Immediately, the boundary of the land property is drawn, with full information about the name of each point, temporary name, and area of the land property, if necessary. Check if the drawn area of the land property is accurate. Next, I will draw multiple land properties simultaneously. In the Excel file, I have the coordinate data of 4 land properties. Each of these data sets is separated by a blank row. After copying and pasting the data into the table, before drawing, I want to mention some errors you might encounter. For example, an error about missing data cells. The dialog box will display a message and highlight to help you identify an invalid data row in the table. The coordinate data of each land boundary must have a blank row between them for differentiation. The names of the points do not necessarily have to be numbers. They can be letters. And don't worry about points with duplicate coordinates. The plugin will handle it automatically. Immediately after clicking the Draw Boundary button, all 4 land boundaries are drawn sequentially. In this part, I will explore the Options panel more deeply. First, select a different display style from the default. Let's try Style 2. Style 2 will display the point coordinates with the X and Y coordinate information below the point name. Next, enter content into the Point Prefix box. This content is the prefix that will appear before the names of the points. You will also notice the point name labels are automatically allocated positions and directions for optimal display around the land property. Next, let's try changing the scale. I choose the display scale of 1,000. The point symbols have enlarged according to the scale and are also positioned for optimal display. These symbols can be customized according to your preference using the settings in the Custom Settings section, which you can see detailed instructions in the User Manual. In this part, you will be guided to work with land properties drawn by the plugin. I will draw a new land boundary, assuming you need to rotate the land boundary to conveniently arrange the project orientation. At this point, the initial information labels also rotate and are no longer useful. We can delete them and use the Auto Label feature to recreate labels for the rotated land boundary. You can recreate information for the points, as well as rename the land property and display the area information. The labels will always be displayed in the correct orientation and with the rotated land property in any direction. Note that the label creation feature for the land property in the Auto Label panel only works with land properties created by the plugin itself. The XY point coordinates always show correctly according to the original coordinates, even if the land boundary is rotated or moved. Thank you for watching. See you in another tutorial.